Who's marrying him? Oh, Bigfoot.
She's my friend. She's Velcroed, and that's where she's staying.
First things we saw was this.
My squirrel girl. Let me tell you, there's no way out of the back of our store.
That's when I did have missing time, yeah.
This sucker starts to go up the hill towards us.
Ginger, beautiful woman that came in here with the torn shirt and the whole thing. She just poof, gone.
Allie, we're in your hometown of Astoria,
Yeah,
home of Goonies. We even saw the Goonies house for the first time.
we did.
A little bit of a road trip. We're here for a premiere of what?
Taming the Mouth, which is Flash of Beauty's non-Bigfoot related documentary about like the history, upkeep, maintenance, and rebuild of the South Jetty out at Fort Stevens State Park. And they're premiering at the Liberty Theater tomorrow night. So we came to support them, but also to show you the town of Astoria, because you've barely been through over this bridge here, but you haven't seen downtown yet. And there's a lot to see here. I was born and raised in this area, and it's changed a lot. So there's new stuff for me to see too. But there's also a lot of history here. And to be honest, like as a kid, I'd go to spooky places, but I never did like serious investigating or anything like that. And as we're walking around the shops today, we made our way to Uniontown, and that's kind of the area of Astoria under this bridge, the neighborhood. And in Uniontown is a shop called Uniontown Vintage. This store was not here when I last lived here over 5 years ago. And we walked in, we met the owner, who is totally into this stuff, does paranormal investigating himself with his soon-to-be wife, Kelly.
Who's marrying him?
Who's marrying him? Oh, Bigfoot. He told us that Bigfoot is marrying them. He's ordered a super realistic costume to have his 7-foot-tall friend marry them at their wedding, which is awesome. And
You can expect a similar thing out of me.
I know. I was like, how did we not think of that? So we're gonna show you guys through this store. It's like a really cool curated kind of vintage curiosity shop. There's like a 2-headed baby cow. There's specifically this haunted item that is a hybrid squirrel taxidermy with a doll head. And it says on it that this item is haunted. And when we saw that, what was next to it?
A REM pod.
So of course we had to ask this guy. We're like, so you got active investigations going on here? And he's like, oh yeah.
Kelly is a local like you are
Wanted by the FBI.
and wanted by the FBI.
Not as far as I know.
She's been here her entire life. Is that fair to say?
Correct.
Okay, and she knows quite a bit about this town and its history and its mystery. And so do you, Jason. Like, this is your store and it's shrouded in strange, beautiful goodness. You've had a lot of interest in your shop here over the years, probably because of some of the absurdities going on here. I mean, one of the first things we saw was this.
My squirrel girl. The squirrel girl, she's my friend. She's Velcroed, and that's where she's staying.
Did the creator ever talk about like why he thought she originally became haunted? Like in his...
He had similar experiences, and it was he just started, and he is not a sensitive.
Is he a
he's-
believer even?
He is,
Okay.
but I mean, in these days, if you're a believer, you have the power to be a sensitive
Yeah.
instantly. Really, I think. At least it makes you maybe not an NPC.
Yeah.
There's that. But no, he said that he's scared. He was scared, and it happened so many times to where he had her in between two things, like in between two books, and she fell forward.
Well, tell us about the shop. Like, how did all this start?
This shop.
What was this before?
This shop was a feed house, and it was built in the 40s. This was a feed store, and I don't know, it went out of business or whatever, but then it turned, a guy bought it, and he ran his construction business out of here.
Yeah.
And then he died, and his son took it over and ran his construction business, the same business. And then a guy that did estate sales used it for storage.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was buying antiques for another antique store in town, and he came in and said, I'm giving up the warehouse. And I said, give me the landlord's number. I want the space.
Yeah.
I just had this epiphany. I go, I'm going to open up the vintage store of my childhood. I don't care who knows, you know. And I rented it with no idea where I was going to get all the stuff, the money, what I was going to do. And I remember I called Kelly. I go, yeah, I just rented a 3,500 square foot warehouse. She goes, what are you going to do? I go, I don't know. And she goes, that sounds about right.
So there's like a lot of talk about commercial real estate going bankrupt, retail rock bottoming. That's not happening here with you. Like
No,
people want quirky.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I went from antiques kind of out. I mean, there's still certain items that, I mean, I grew up a picker. I've been into antiques and flipping stuff since I was a teenager. And now I'm 54, and over the years, I've kind of educated myself, and now I know a little bit about a lot of things. And in this business, that means everything, because if everybody at the estate sale is looking at the expensive shit, I'm at the bookshelf and I'm buying a Hemingway first edition that no one's looking at, and it's $1. You know what I mean? So lifetime of education just by researching. You know, I was a latchkey kid. I didn't have anybody to help me, and I just knew, I just delved into researching.
Yeah.
You know, so that's that.
The other thing that we wanted to ask you guys was how you met, because we briefly heard a little bit from Jason earlier, but we would love to get that on camera too. So,
Well, he came into a restaurant that I was working at, and I don't know, we just like had an instant connection. I was taken aback by him, and he just kept coming in, and
I ate a lot of tacos.
so you did something very specific on your first date,
we
right?
did. We went ghost hunting.
Yeah. Where did you guys go?
We just went right over here underneath by the
bridge.
Fisherman's Memorial down there.
Yeah.
I've been down there many times ghost hunting.
Do you get a lot of action?
Oh
over there?
yeah. Oh yeah. It's crazy.
Is that because of the
Well, I thought
jumpers?
so. I mean, there were so many different voices coming through that,
Yeah.
but like, for instance, one time I was down there and some man said his name on my spirit box, and I Googled it, and it was a fur trapper from like 1850. Like that was,
Whoa.
yeah, it was all,
Like a confirmational, you looked it up and
yeah, I Googled it, and that's what it said.
wow, that's really cool.
Yeah, there's a lot of activity down on the water here. I mean,
Yeah.
all over Astoria, but
Do you think, because when I used to live here, we used to talk a little bit about how the river probably holds a lot of energy. 'Cause
Sure.
it's moving water, and I don't know. But do you think that there's more like dark stuff with like the old tunnels, or a mixture?
I've
neutral?
never really gotten that any negative, like,
Yeah.
I mean, it's really negative stuff. I've listened to many recordings because I record everything. But I think a lot of it's just like the history, like
Yeah.
history of people that lived here.
Yeah. Well, another thing that Jason said is that
Mhm.
you have some UFO stuff.
I do, which I never thought I would ever. I mean, I always believed in that, but
Yeah.
I have one time, this is like, I don't know, 2013. My old boyfriend was a longshoreman here in Astoria, and they used to have to call like to get hired way down in Coos Bay,
Mhm.
which is like 7 hours from here.
Yeah.
And his car was in the shop, and I couldn't drive because I can't see at night. So my girlfriend's like, well, I'll just drive you guys down there. He's like, okay, well, I'll pay $250 or whatever. And so,
Nice.
yeah, we're headed down the coast, and we had to leave after midnight because that's when they got hired the next day for like 7 in the morning. And it was like, I don't even know, 3:30 in the morning, and I'm like half asleep, and all of a sudden the car just like stopped. It just like the power ran out of it.
Whoa.
And it was like at a pull off right in Yachats. And so anyway, my boyfriend gets out, and I get out, and she's trying to start the car, and there was nothing happening, and we're looking. He had a flashlight that worked, and I'm just like turned my head, and I felt something behind me, and it was like I just like looked up at the light. It was like just like a star,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, we're I don't think we're alone here. And they're like, what? And I'm like, I don't think we're alone. And so anyway, we couldn't get the car started, and um there was no cell service or anything. We couldn't call. There was no cars coming on Highway 101.
Mm-hmm.
And so anyway,
Was that the one you thought you might have had a little missing time
that's when I
on?
did have missing time. Yeah.
Okay. Did you guys end up getting late to like his job
Well,
deal?
what
Or
happened is we couldn't get the car started. There was no
Yeah.
cell service. There was no cars coming, zero.
yeah.
And so anyway, I immediately knew what was going on. They did not know, but
Mhm.
I was like, we're not alone here. There's something, and they didn't even know what to think.
Yeah.
So
Was it making any sound
it
or
wasn't at that time. It was just sitting right there.
it's floating?
Yeah.
Like as high as like a plane or lower, do you
Well,
think?
probably lower.
Okay.
Probably lower, but I couldn't see any definite shape to
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
So anyway, we were sitting there because we had no cell service, and they were sitting in the car, and I'm like, I'm gonna go up and see what they wanted. How I knew that. I know it sounds ridiculous, but so I went up to light and stood there, and for instance, my girlfriend gets out of the car. She's like, made some comment. She had a flashlight and it was working. She's like, said some, I don't know, some comment about the light,
Mhm.
and she takes a flashlight and shines it up. I'm like, don't do that. And it cut out. It just like cut out. And she took off back to the car.
Wow.
And so anyway, I had been standing there for at least an hour, they said, and I don't really remember much.
Whoa.
But I was like, it was like I was in a, I don't know, like hypnotized or something.
Yeah.
And but I do remember that when she came up, when the flashlight went off, she's like, what are they saying? And I'm like, they're said that they were studying our emotions. I don't
Oh.
even know how I even knew that.
It was just like an instant.
Yeah, I'm like, I didn't even know how I knew
Interesting.
that. But so after the flashlight shut off, she went back to the car. They said I did not move, not a hair or nothing,
Hmm.
for like an hour. And I do remember in my head, they go, we're not going to hurt you. We're scanning your information. And I felt it like through my brain,
Really?
like scanning. And I just went to myself, oh, this is how this works. It was like totally
Yeah.
like telepathically.
Wow.
And so after that, I like started like, they're like, we're not going to hurt you. We're almost done with your information. And I just like woke up a little bit, and I seen them standing in front of me, beings. They were short, kind of blue gray.
Whoa.
They had big eyes. Yeah, just for like a second. And then the crap, I heard some like wisping noise, and they took off, and then the traffic come right through. It's once you see something like that, you can't unsee it.
Yeah.
And you know that it's,
Yeah.
you just know.
I'm not a stranger to experiencing the paranormal. And something happens to me when I'm in a haunted place where I said before, like, I feel like somebody that's scared of heights,
Mm-hmm.
and my legs get weak. I feel nauseous and almost pain in my abdomen. And so every single time in my life that I've felt that, something paranormal has happened. I've learned to deal with it. You know, you grow and you evolve and you adapt. And something happened in this store, which was strange for me, and not much is strange for me. Where I was standing here talking to Kelly on the phone at this counter. A woman came in, and she was a redheaded woman, fair skinned. I'm talking to Kelly, my fiance, on the phone, as we do every day, and no one was in the store. Nobody was here. And I want to get that clear that nobody was in our store. We are in a weird part of town where people are here like in droves, or there's nobody here for like an hour. And so this woman walked in, and she walked towards the counter, and I looked at her and I said, I was on the phone with Kelly, and I said, "Hi, welcome to the store." And she stopped and she looked at me, and I got the paranormal feeling. But she was a human being looking at me. She was an attractive woman. She was wearing a white tank top, and I noticed that her shirt was torn. I almost said something to her, but in this day and age, you don't say anything to anybody. And I said to Kelly, I go, this woman just came in and she went to the back of the store, and I looked back there, and so we just started talking. 10 minutes passed. So I decided to go to the back of the store, and let me tell you, there's no way out of the back of our store. It's 3,500 square feet. There's a big roll up in the front. The back of the store, there's no way out. There's a bathroom back there, a whole bunch of stuff, vintage clothes, vinyl records, Uniontown Vintage. She's gone. The woman is completely gone. I didn't move from the counter. She never went out of the store, and it explains so much. And at that moment, I realized, like, this is the first time I've ever seen a spirit in full physical form.
Yeah.
But was it? You know, I realized that this was the first time that I was alone with a full physical spirit without other humans around. How many times have I felt that weird feeling in a group of people, you know, in a store, anywhere?
Yeah.
And I've felt it hundreds of times. And maybe I'm seeing these people that are spirit based and on the spirit field, you know, on a completely different dimension or whatever, residual, I don't know what. And here I am experiencing this. I see it as a gift. I mean, it was wonderful, you know, because so many times I've been scared, and I could tell you stories that would just be like, oh my gosh. And it's horrible because I can't see anything. But this, I saw, it was confirmation. It was validation, which all we want as spiritualists, hunters of the, you know, the Bigfoot, the Sasquatch, the spirit, the alien, you know, we want validation. Okay, so here's where the story gets weird. So that night I went home and I talked to Kelly's mother, my mother-in-law, beautiful Gail Salisbury. And hi, Mom. And she grew up in Uniontown in Astoria, Oregon. Uniontown is where the Finnish were. This was like a big Finnish, you know, Scandinavian population. And so I start telling her, Mom, I had the craziest thing happen to me today. I think I saw a full-figured ghost. And she's like, tell me more. And I'm like, tell her the story about the ginger, beautiful woman that came in here with the torn shirt and all the whole thing. And she just, poof, gone. And she was white as a ghost. And I was like, what's wrong? And she goes, when I was younger, I grew up in Uniontown, and my best friend was a fair-skinned, red-headed woman, and she was murdered by her boyfriend. And I was like, what? And I go, how old was she? And I think Kelly, she was like 30 at the time?
Maybe younger.
Maybe younger.
Because this right over here.
Yeah, just right over here. And so the fact that you know, she was with a biker boyfriend.
Mm-hmm.
He was like one of the, you know, the biker clubs in Portland or whatever, and he killed her. He flat out killed her. And she was, and my mom said, she goes, she was beautiful. And this woman, when she came in, she was striking. You know, you see beautiful people, they're striking. You're just like, okay, whatever, screw you, you're beautiful people.
So this is Uniontown Vintage. This is how you get a hold of them. What's the address again?
264 West Marine Drive, Astoria, Oregon.
As always, we'll see you in the trees.